The reason we say that is because obviously everyone knows at this point that shit's hitting the fan in this country with the whole DC fucking people invading the Capitol and
Riot
the
shit.
Trump
It's a great
supporters
day. It's a
trying to
great day for Trump
overthrow the
supporters.
government. I'm tired of living through all these fucking historical events. Honestly,
I can't wait
No,
for
I
Trump
can't
to get
be
the fuck out of
bored.
office so things could just be calm.
things are not going to be
Wait,
calm
right?
for a while, my friend.
I mean, it's calm for me. I don't give a fuck. But it's just like it needs to calm down over
It's
there.
scary because you know, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. I was telling my mom we gotta fucking get our licenses and get fucking packed in this motherfucker.
Dude,
Well,
imagine your mom packing a fucking gun, dude, walking around with a gun. That'd be
Hey
so-
man, no one said nothing about guns. I just said getting packed.
I just don't understand this fascination with this one man. Why the fuck they want to suck his orange dick so goddamn bad?
I don't know, man.
Really talks a
I've
lot.
never seen any president get his dick sucked more than this guy.
I was thinking about today. Yeah, like he
Yeah,
has
like,
like
what-
such
he's
a
so-
way with
Yeah,
like
dude.
getting followers like that.
God damn, he like brainwashes the shit out of those motherfuckers. Them
Yeah.
motherfuckers think they're starting a revolution. All they did was loot and break shit. Federal shit. Then they didn't go to a Target. They didn't go to a Target, that's for fucking sure. Nah. Them motherfuckers could have stolen the Declaration of Independence. They put their fucking feet up. I read a post that they were smoking weed in like one part of some type of office there. They vandalized that lady that just died, Pelosi.
Nancy.
I she
Her?
didn't die.
No, no, no.
Oh no, that's not. That's
Pelosi is the Speaker of the House. The lady that died is Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah.
Well, they trashed some
Supreme
shit like that
Court
of someone that recently passed away, a very important woman. I
Yeah.
forgot her name. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
But-
Ruth-
they
May she rest in
they
peace.
stole Nancy's like literal
Laptop.
like they stole her and her like mail, like her.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
That's like a federal offense apparently. And I was
that,
like,
Yeah, I
that
saw-
is definitely a crime. That is definitely a serious
It's all crime.
Stealing government property is
It's
criminal.
ridiculous.
I always thought it was like a picture of a dude carrying a podium out. It's like this
Dude,
shit.
that was really
I saw so
weird.
many funny ass memes of it.
That's pretty fucking funny. I'm not gonna lie.
There was this
The
one
video
meme.
itself was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah,
Imagine being 80
it's
years
just so
old showing your
ineffective.
grandkids, I got this podium.
I gotta
DC.
I gotta see if I
boys.
find that meme.
I like it's terrible what was happening, but like
Oh, it is terrible. No, but
when
the
I
memes are
saw
hilarious.
like that guy in the chair like this, I was like, that's
Yes, I saw that shit. I was like, look at this fucking asshole, thinking he's right. Look at him.
Those people are
Look
pretty
at all of
fucking
them.
emboldened.
It's crazy, dude. It's
Fuck,
crazy.
dude. That fucking post was crazy. There was one, a meme where it was this dude walking out of the building, and the caption was, "When you go to the club at 1 a.m. scouting for drunk bitches, but they all ugly." And the dude walks out of the office. He's like, "I just been in there. There ain't nothing in there. There ain't nothing happening. There ain't nothing in there." With his
Yeah.
fucking accent.
I
Ain't
saw a
nothing in
dude dressed up like a fucking war mongrel. or
Yeah, he had like
whatever.
a fucking wolf
Fucking
head, right?
wolf head.
A wolf
Dude,
head, a
that-
spear.
Where did I want to know how did they organize this? Do you think they went on a Facebook page?
Facebook group, man.
You think that's what it was?
This was
Mayo.
organized just through a ton of huge personalities like Alex Jones, to name one of them. But this was basically like the biggest Trump rally ever. It was called the Million MAGA March for a reason like that. They
Love out.
intended to bring in as many people as possible, basically to protest against the certification of the electoral votes in Capitol Hill. So they gathered a ton of them. They just gathered in insane numbers. To
How come no
make
one
their-
did a recount with that motherfucker won the first time? No one gave a shit, but now because he lost, he's all mad and everyone gotta do a recount.
They didn't recount. They just tried to impeach him twice and then put him under investigation for colluding with Putin himself for 4 years straight. So that's why you have like the thing is with Trump, and the reason why his base is so rabid and so cult-like, as some people like to
They're literally a cult.
say, is because Trump is basically how do I say this? He's basically fighting the establishment, quote unquote. Like he's fighting cultural institutions ever since he entered the White House. Since before he entered the White House, he's been fighting the media. He's been fighting cultural institutions. He's been fighting the establishment politicians, the people like Pelosi who have been in politics for 40 fucking years at this point. Like he's basically fighting the machine, right? So the reason why he's developed like a cult fan base is because he basically gave people a semblance or a feeling that they finally won against the machine, quote unquote, right? that's what Trump is to his voter base, is the guy who helped them have a voice against the machine, against, you know, Hollywood, cultural institutions, all that stuff, the media.
You know. Yeah.
That's why it's a rabid fan base or a rabid cult, because Trump was the only person in our lifetimes that could probably do what he did, right?
Yeah.
There's no one else back then that could actually empower a fan base like this to feel like they can actually fight against the machine.
Yep.
Or in their eyes, what they view as the machine.
What
so
machine?
to them, to the machine, like the media, bro. How do you think wars start? The media starts wars, you know, like the machine, the shit that gets governments going, passes laws, changes culture. They control culture, right? How do you think a culture is formed in a modern day United States? It's through Hollywood, cultural institutions, you know, social media, all these things. Basically, we're all against Trump from the very beginning, and to deny that is to be really fucking stupid, because it's very obvious, right? So that's why he has like such a fucking rabid fan base, is because he gave these people a feeling like they could fight back and they can actually beat it, you know?
Yeah, they're going about it. Oh, I really look at it very arrogantly, and so is he. I don't
Mhm.
think they're doing it the right way.
It was
to
a
be
head
honest.
on it was a head on approach, right? Because it was basically balls to the wall, just go in and make it happen by brute force. Like, you know how Trump says, like, the media is the enemy of the people. He'll say shit like that, like very bold, aggressive statements. That's basically how his fan base got, you know, so angered, because he would say shit like that all the time. Like, the media is the enemy of the people, the deep state, the swamp, the machine, all that stuff. Like, he basically created like a fan base that felt like they were genuinely at war.
Yeah.
You know,
Did they
that's what
change
it feels
anything?
like to them. Did he change anything?
I mean, did anything happen yesterday? Like, I mean, obviously there was looting and stuff, but did they succeed? Was there a fucking anything?
No,
No.
no.
There was just
I
All
think
They-
they were
all
doing
it did
something where
now,
you could stop any of the votes really.
yeah, all it did now is it's going to give the media an excuse to label all Trump supporters now as like
First.
terrorists,
Oh
right?
yeah, now everybody's.
I mean, they all walked
Now they're
in there
basically
supporting them.
gave themselves a fucking terrorist thing.
Yeah,
It's their fault.
They
All
were.
that pretty much is kind of terrorist like though, isn't it?
It
So,
is
like,
terrorist, like.
because there's like protesting peacefully, and then there's some ransacking a fucking.
The thing is, the way they see it, they're like protecting their country. Because the way they see
Yeah.
it, they're protecting the country from like their own government. That their government is corrupt, which is the government has been corrupt for fucking ages.
Yeah, it's never been fucking clean.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
it is everything.
in their eyes, they're fighting against
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Severe corruption and the boot that's gonna come down on our necks eventually, right? They're scared that we're gonna get locked down forever. Because again, you have to realize, like, Republicans are like, they are the party of like small businesses, or that try to protect small businesses, or they think they are. And you know, in a time like this where an economy is on the verge of crashing because of the lockdowns, a lot of people have lost their jobs and stuff like that. These people are scared that once Democrats have full power of all branches of government, that the lockdowns are only going to get more severe, because they're the ones that are pushing for the lockdowns, obviously.
Yeah.
And the economy is just going to crash. Like, they genuinely believe that this country is going to collapse, and
Yeah.
they have valid reasons to believe that, right? So it's not as black and white as, oh, cult fan base versus what, good guy Dems, because it's all dirty. It's all dirty. And
Yeah, it's all dirty.
It's and there's valid reason to be scared if you're like a Trump supporter and you believe what he's saying. Like, if you believe the type of shit they believe, there is good reason to be scared, right?
Yeah.
So that's just how it is, man. And the problem is they get violent because they feel disenfranchised, right? None of the cases about like the election fraud went to court. All of it got dismissed. None of the recounts got audited. They just did like recounts, but without like auditing the signatures or auditing anything. They just dismissed all the lawsuits. Like, everything got dismissed. The Supreme Court dismissed this, dismissed. So you have a fan base, or like a voter base, that feels disenfranchised, right? Like, their
I'm
voices
assuming they
aren't
were
being
given
heard.
a reason why they were dismissed, though, right? A lot of it was like because they didn't have
Um,
proof or things like that.
That's what they say, but some cases where there is valid evidence out there, like there is actual evidence, but it gets dismissed on grounds of like not being enough, right? So So you have a fan base that like feels disenfranchised and feels like they don't have a voice, and that's when things get violent, such as like other protests when protesters protest and protest and protest and nothing ever happens. Eventually it leads to violence. That's just how it works. But yeah, not to say that it's a good thing, obviously, because all they did was damage this country severely, and they only hurt themselves.
Yep.
They only hurt themselves because now they gave the media the pass that they've been fucking drooling at the mouth to do these last 4 years, which is to label all Trump supporters terrorists. That's what they've been waiting for this entire time.
Yeah, they've been shooting themselves in the foot ever since this whole election shit. Even Trump, towards the end of the election cycle, like if Trump had a chance of winning, he started shooting himself in the foot like it was a fucking shooting range, and so did the Trump supporters. Honestly, like they've not been doing good for themselves. As much as I'm like with the whole fuck the system, it's been corrupt for years. I guess we gotta change shit, and like
violence is not the answer.
it's not the answer, and the way they're going about it is just stupid. They just fucking.
That was the Trump-based message this whole time, was violence is not the answer. And they were consistent up until yesterday, right?
I knew this was gonna happen in terms of like I said it, like me and Andrew talked about this before. Like I knew there was gonna be like a riot of some sorts. I just didn't think it was going to be the Republican like Trump supporters.
No, I knew eventually it was gonna happen, especially after the whole election shit that Trump didn't win.
I just think it was gonna be that.
We all kind of knew, like, no matter who won this election, there was gonna be some shit that went down.
Yeah, I've been saying this for months. Like, I've been saying this all year. I said no matter who wins this election, it's gonna get ugly. However you look at it, there is gonna be violence. This was very obviously gonna happen. There was almost no avoiding it. But yeah, no, that's just how it is, man. And so now we're in this weird timeline where what happens next? Because I know that like people like AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, they were like drafting up articles of like basically what was it, like rewriting the truth, shit like that, and they started creating this thing called Trumpism, and they started saying shit like Trumpism is now a thing that's going to stay even after Trump, right? That's what they were talking about before the election ended. Like Trumpism is going to be forever. Like the cult fan base is about. Trumpism is this anti-establishment, anti-government, anti-everything. Like these people, like the Trump fan base, like the way of thought, they want to call it Trumpism now, and they're saying that it's going to be here to stay, right? They wanted to make it because that's the thing. Trump did develop this fan base, but it's kind of like a new party. Like the Trump party isn't the Republican Party. You have to understand, like Trump voters hate Republicans too.
Yeah,
like they hate Republicans.
I think was it a Republican like senator who decided to back out and like vetoing.
More than half of them didn't work with Trump on his messaging at all.
Yeah,
so
not like
you have to know, like Trump voters don't like Republicans either. They're Trumpsters. That's where this term Trumpism came in. They're like already trying to smear it ahead of time as this thing that needs to be purged, essentially, because it is here to stay. You don't just like if it weren't for Biden getting 80+ million votes, Trump would have been the most voted for president in the history of the United States. You know that, right? So he's the second most voted for president in the history of the United States. That's not something that you develop by chance, bro. That is something that you created. Like it's a movement on its own, and like they say, Trumpism, quote unquote, is here to stay. And what happened yesterday was the perfect thing for the media, because now they can basically call Trumpism terrorism, right? That they can start connecting that. That was the perfect excuse for them to go at it. So it's not going to be pretty. Democrats have the presidency now. They have the House, and it looks like they're going to have the Senate. They can do basically whatever they want, and yeah. They really shot themselves in the foot. Let's just say that they really shot themselves in the foot with what happened yesterday, and it's not going to be pretty. Because if these people start cracking down on them, like social media is already doing it. Fucking Facebook is banning Trump till the end of his term. He's not going to be there. Like he's gone. The president of the United States is literally just fucking silenced on social media. If they can silence your president, how do you think Trump voters are going to feel now? If their president is being silenced. What do you think they're going to feel like? You think they're not going to get silenced? They've been getting silenced, and that's only going to make things way worse, boys. When you guys I think Gene said that things are going to be calm now. They're not. They're not going to be calm now. It's actually more than almost definitely going to get worse, and a lot worse.
Yep.
Hey,
So,
what do I
yeah.
know?
More fucking riots.
It's going to be bad. I mean,
We
if
just
they
have
feel like
to
they're
be
getting
ready,
silenced,
boys.
if they feel like they're getting silenced and they fucking stormed Capitol Hill because of it, what do you think is going to happen now when they actually get silenced?
Yeah.
You know, like
Storm the White House, dude. Fuck.
it's not going to be not
Yeah.
going to be ready. This country's going. It's going. Well, I'll just say that it's fucking going. So yeah.
We'll see, boys.
It's kind of weird they got so far. I would have thought,
It's not that weird.
well,
It's not that weird, bro. This isn't the worst shit to happen to the United States or anything. It's really not that big of a deal when you look at it. What? One lady got
Well,
shot. And it was a
security
Trump
would be, like,
supporter. It
way
was a
more
Trump supporter that got
heavy-handed.
shot by a Capitol Hill police, right? One death, although it was sad, of course.
There was like 4 deaths,
all-
weren't there?
Yeah, there were 3 more deaths, but they haven't released reports of like how they died.
Somebody
all
died,
we
like,
know is
had
that-
a heart attack from like tasering himself or something like that. That's what I heard.
Yeah, so all things considered, this is really not the most tragic thing to happen in the United States. Bro, Capitol Hill can burn. We live in an online world right now. That shit is nothing more than a fucking symbol at this point.
Yeah.
It literally doesn't need to exist. It's like nothing is gonna fucking happen. Literally, just nothing is gonna happen. You can legislate from the internet if you really fucking have to. Like, there's no reason to fucking try to do that. It really doesn't matter. Like, the world is not actually ending, but what is the issue is the cultural crisis that we're having, that we've been developing for the last decade or so. You know, like it is a huge cultural clash, and it's only been escalating. Now, dude, when you have legislators saying and calling an entire fan base of 76 million people terrorists and their way of thinking evil and like Nazism and shit like that, it's just escalation. All you're witnessing right now is escalation. There is no de-escalation, right? So I haven't seen anyone de-escalate anything. I have not seen it. What politician is de-escalating things? None. Like Democrats and Republicans.
On both ends, yeah. It's not gonna get any better.
It's not de-escalating. It's only escalating. The rhetoric is getting more aggressive, and I don't know, man. Like at this point, it's too hyper-polarized. It's too hyper-polarized. There's no way to mend this wound. It's only gonna fester.
Yeah, the
here on out.
world is changing a lot.
Mhm.
It's gonna be a lot different. Like, think about it when we're like, God willing, we get to like 40 years old. Like
20 years old.
Like, it's gonna be a whole different world we live in. Hopefully a brighter one, but we'll see. Enough of the
Hopefully things get
morbidity
better
though.
by then. That's a fucking long time from now.
You think it is, but it's not.
I don't know, dude. What, 16 years from now?
That's not a long time at all,
That
my
ain't
friend.
shit, you dumbass.
Fucking,
How old do you know? A blink of an eye, you're at this age, aren't you?
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But we shall see. We just gotta get
Feels
ready,
like just
boys.
Yesterday I was in 2nd grade.
Just yesterday, I
Yes,
was a
I
wee
still-
lad.
I still feel like I have a mentality of a 15-year-old sometimes.
Can be
Yeah.
like
Like, what am I doing this? Why am I doing adult things? I'm 15.
Right? Sometimes I don't want to do shit. I'm like, man, I can just go fucking live with my grandma again.
Yeah, I just want someone pay for everything. I don't want to do nothing.
Yeah, I'm fucking tired of this shit, honestly. But
Fucking, goddamn, give me a break.
let's see
Give
where
me a fucking break.
I'm tired of it, boys. I really am too.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens.
I mean,
We
I'm
just
kinda-
gotta we just gotta stick together and try to make sure that we're all good. Our families are good. Anyone
fine.
listening to this, make sure your family's
safe.
good. Fuck the internet. People are people. No
I'm
one's
going
fucking
this shit.
perfect. Trump supporter or not. Like, just have some fucking compassion and fucking sympathy,
some
people.
human decency.
Yeah, we're all fucking humans at the
Start
end.
off on the fucking right foot. Like, an eye for an eye leaves the entire fucking world blind. That's all I'm gonna say. There's a reason why that shit's been like as old as fucking balls. Like,
What do you
Balls
think
are old.
the Roman Empire has fallen?